As you know, the beer and wine you've got to buy, which is all going towards the very good cause of the Road Crew Association and under the facilitation of Support Act. And I'd like to thank everybody for coming along, and it's great to see some old faces. It's been a bit embarrassing, I haven't recognised a few of you. Stuart's done a great book. He came to me about a year ago and said he wanted to do the book, and I thought it'd be a good idea, and Stuart's done a good job with a lot of books, and I tipped him into a couple of roadies who I knew would hate the idea, and they actually embraced it, and of course everybody else has got involved. Clive and Support Act, you've done a wonderful job, Stuart. This was a great idea that you brought to us. Have a great day. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the great guitarists, please welcome Mr. Phil Manning.
I am a weary traveler, look for some place to lay my head. Thank you very much. Thank you. Phil Manning, ladies and gentlemen, give it up, please.
I should let you know, if anyone needs Support Act, they will look after you. Their phone number is 1300 731 303. Get it off me later if you need it. It's a different number that's on these. That's actually their wellbeing helpline, which was launched in June. It's enough from me, folks. I think we'll get the ball rolling. I'd like to introduce to the stage the author of the book, Mr. Stuart Coote. He's going to come up. He's going to get a panel up of Roadies. We'll introduce them. So please welcome to the stage, Mr. Stuart Coote.
Thank you all very much for coming. This is fantastic to see a whole bunch of people I haven't seen for a long time. See everybody together, and also see a lot of the characters that are in the Roadies book. Before I introduce the illustrious panel that we have, I actually want to just acknowledge Adrian Anderson, who's here today. Adrian, where are you? Adrian was helping me with a lot of information about the Melbourne music scene in the late 60s and early 70s, which I didn't know that much about. And in the course of that, he told me about the Australian Road Crew Association, which I'd never heard of before. And then he told me about a lot of the reasons, the mental health issues and reasons that ARCA was put together. And it was because of Adrian and that conversation that I started to wonder, you know, what were road crews really all about? I'd worked with bands in the 80s, managing the Gurus and Paul Kelly and stuff. I'd worked with crews, but increasingly I realised I didn't know anything. I really didn't know about the ingenuity, the smarts, the cleverness, the lateral thinking. You know, I guess I had a bit of an inkling of the hard work, but I was one of those managers who said, Toowoomba to Canberra, 8 hours, easy, off you go. Mainly because I'd never done it and I had absolutely no idea. So thank you very much, Adrian Anderson, for starting this. So I'd like to introduce some of the luminaries that I'm pretty sure you all know that are in the book. One of the great delights was meeting unquestionably the world's first female roadie, someone who worked with AC/DC when she was 16 and 17 years of age, Tana Douglas, who's out here from Los Angeles. And someone I've known for many years, usually because he's been driving a car that I've been in the back seat of, but he's also a very illustrious road crew member, Jeff Lloyd. One of the real legends of Australian road crew, and someone I'm very, very proud to now call a friend, is Ross Ferguson. And another person that I spent a lot of time with, talking about the whole gamut of the road crew experience, Mike Emerson. And when I started this book, you know, people have said to me, how did you get road crew to talk to you? Because they usually only talk to each other. I went to the great Australian roadie, again, who's someone I'm proud to call a friend now. He helped me immeasurably right throughout the whole process. You know him, Howard Freeman.
Before we actually start this shit fight, there's some reality checks here. There's two guys in this room. Without them, none of us, not a single fucking one, would have had a job. To Michael Gudinski and Michael Chuck, thank you for taking the chance of burning millions of dollars for no apparent reason, apart from employing some acts that were sort of okay and some genius crew, and most of you are here. So here's our thanks to them for having that shot. And for Michael Koppel for turning up later, thanks to him as well. Thank you to all promoters. We owe you for our living. God bless you.
Tana Douglas, what attracted you to this world?
You know, I was really quite young and I was invited down to my first ever show in a club at the Whiskey, and there was a chap there by the name of Wayne Swampy Jarvis. And and he took the time to show me stuff, you know, and that sort of piqued my curiosity. And from that point on, it was like, you know, I like this work. You know, you get to travel, you get paid, and you get to listen to live music. It's like, well, what more could you want?
Jeff Lloyd, what dragged you into it?
Mate, really great people. And, you know, for all the put downs and the shit you get and the lack of sleep, it's just a lot of fun, and they were really good people, and I just kept getting nicer and nicer people into my life. And the money was a big draw card. Lessons in frugality.
So, yeah, I mean, I think anyone here, the thing that really attracts us is a love of music. You know, if you don't love music, you're not going to survive. I love the blues. I tried hitting drums in a few bands, and this man actually informed me once when he was trying to teach me to play bass that, Fergie, you're one of the few people who's got absolutely no fucking rhythm. So I was never going to be a musician,
But when you're in Dunedin, Melbourne just seems a world away, and it is. But when you're not getting on with your dad and all that kind of stuff, and you just want to get the hell out of there. And so I did, with the help of a fairly wacky band. Thank you, Michael.
My story was that my father and grandfather were dance promoters in Melbourne, which is the last two generations of Freemans that were any good at it. And at 15 I had to pay for a drum kit, so I had to go and work for my old man wearing a dinner suit, taking tickets from old punters at a ballroom dance in Collins Street at the Masonic Ballroom. And I went, this is shit, you know, but it got me away. And when he opened a jazz dance in the Q Civic Centre, it was an amazing way to look at chicks that were just a little bit older you could fantasise about and go home with some money in your pocket. What a glorious lifestyle. And that's where I found one. And it's been a hell of a long time. Seems just like yesterday, darling. God bless you.
You know, it's different everywhere, and you know what, it's truly, I mean, I cherish my Australian upbringing in this industry, I really do, and I speak about it any chance I can get, because it just was special, and still to this day, you send an Australian crew person over, they're going to get swooped up in a heartbeat, because we've got...
And I guess this is a general question to all of you, in terms of how appreciated or unappreciated you felt over the years. I mean, when I was researching this book early on, I was watching, I think, an ARIA telecast, and I heard Neil Finn thank his crew. And the fact that I stopped and paid attention made me realise that I hadn't heard that very often. And then, did you feel over the years that maybe there wasn't enough credit given to all the work you put in?
Yes.
I knew where you were going.
If you got on with a good group of people, the band was family, the crew was family. You spend 24 hours a day with 6 or 8 or 10 individuals, or 2 or 3, whatever your crew numbers are. And if you don't get on, and if you don't embrace, and you don't form a family bond, it's going to hell. That's why it's family, and that's why this is family, and that's why people have come out today to thank them and raise money for people that look after family that need a bit of help. Good on them.
I think this is the nature of the music industry. People say that they don't value their crew. I think they do. I remember saying to Kirk once, how about putting our name on the album cover for a change? And he went, why? And I went, because it would mean a really lot to us, you know, like our kids could see where we were, for one thing. One man taught me that humour, given the right circumstances, can alleviate tiredness, heartbreak, drug use, anything. And that man is here.
With AC/DC very early on, you know, not being recognised as a female crew person, the Sudbury show that didn't happen, you know, I mean, AC/DC we didn't have playing, but trying to get onto the stage, I would never have made it backstage at Sunbury without this man and Scrooge, you know.
Once again, Howard's one, the Skyhawks crew, Jiver, Darcy, Spy Matthews, you know, you just watch people doing stuff and all of a sudden you get kicked up the arse because you're late, you know, so you're never late again. It's just, there's people like that, and because you wanted to be a part of it, you took notice and picked up your game. As a soundie, I'd have to talk about the guys at Artist Concert Tours, Barney Deutscher and Co. John Winchcombe. Win Nelson. And Eric himself. Winchcombe, of course, yeah, production management. Eric and Winch.
And everyone's kind of pointing at you, Howard, in terms of mentoring. Who did you look up to? Who taught you all this shit?
I think Eric was a really notable person in my life, and I think it's, wow, tearing up. I think it's wrong to nominate because you miss someone that was important.
From all of the chats I did with all of you and everybody else, it seems like those pieces of paper, whilst terrific to have, don't mean a thing. It's like get out, start moving some gear and setting up stuff. Is that how you feel about it?
The touring situation now is you're working for organisations or companies that can employ and support you and pay you super and do all that stuff. Shit we never had. And it's a different world to inhabit. The outcome is the same.
It's different pressures these days. I mean, like Howard was saying, in the early days, yes, the pressures were freaking driving and doing gigs in Melbourne and driving all that. But don't underestimate that everyone doing it now has it cushy. The bigger the act, the more people are lining up behind you, ready to steal your job and stab you in the back. That's human nature. So the pressures just transfer to a different way of pressure. I would do it again, but physically I couldn't. I couldn't. But
I remember subscribing to a British magazine called Beat Instrumental and reading about Pink Floyd having a new 8-channel mixer. And that just did it for me. Oh my God, you can only get a 6-channel one in New Zealand, but we ended up getting 2 of them and slaving them together to get 11 channels. And, you know, when you're a part of that industry, which was not an industry then, it's good to look back on that and to have been a part of it. Already done one gig tonight, the good old village green. The place was really jumping, they were hanging off the beam. We had to play security, kids jumping on the stage. You'd think we could afford to get the minimum wage. We call us Roadies, we mix the sound and do